Hey guys, and welcome back to Rathlin Island. It is day 9 of late autumn. We're here, down at the dairy, just taking care of our cows for the last day of autumn here. Went ahead and topped them up with everything, including some grass. And we're going to take a load of milk across the sound, sorry. And while we're down there, we're going to go ahead and buy fields 8, 9, and 10. While we're across the way there. We'll also check in on our dairy production while we're across there. And then we'll come back over here and we're going to put in some canola in field 5. And then we'll see where things are. But we've got in the forecast snow for tomorrow. Starting to get cold, but thankfully we still have ground temperature of 41 degrees, so we're still able to still in the prime seeding time for canola. Hasn't gotten too terrible cold. Oops, but you can see there we've got snow the first day of winter. Got rain day 2. Got some more snow in day 4. So the first day of midwinter, we have some more snow, and then we've got some more rain. So we potentially could get a lot of snow if the temperatures drop a little bit and those rainy days become snow days. So we're going to have possibly a fair bit of work to do as far as getting roads cleared and such. Yesterday we were very lucky in able to get the rest of our grass fields mowed and baled up, so we've got more hay than we're going to need for a very long time. Went ahead and started feeding some hay to the BGA because, like I said, it seems like ever since we've stopped feeding hay in there, we have had a lower money rate on our BGA, so I'm gonna see if maybe feeding it hay again will get that dollar value back up. Now we are probably close to just $900 an hour, and I think at our peak we were close to $1,100 an hour at our peak. So. And back on up. You may notice the PDA is a little bit bigger. Mod just came out today, I think, in the Mod Hub. I guess it was called Better PDA or something like that. It's pretty cool. I think I'm going to keep it in and make use of it. Let me see if I can get this to work. Yeah, see, we can zoom in and we can zoom out on the PDA image. And we can resize it. We can do all kinds of other things. Change it to display different things down there. So I think we're going to keep it in because I think it's pretty cool with its functionality and everything. I can make it a little bit bigger, show more of the map if I want to leave it up, or I can obviously get rid of it. So I can't get rid. I could get rid of it. So, as you can see, our monies are not quite where I'd expect them to be. Is mostly because we've had to buy another bale storage building. We were close to $400,000. Then I had to go and buy another bale storage building because of all of the bales we were getting. So we've got 2 buildings full up with 124 bales of hay each, and then we've got a 3rd building going on. Not really sure how many bales of hay we've got in there. I know I took a couple loads. Might have 60, 70 bales in there, maybe. We'll have to go check it out when we get back to the farm. Oh. Let's see. So are we? Who wears clothes? There we go. All right. So we've gone ahead and cleaned up, put away all of our baling equipment, mowing, and all of that. Went ahead and fertilized our grass fields. So pretty much everything related to our grass work is done and put away. Are slowly getting ready for winter, winterizing everything. We're going to need to probably come over here and, well, we don't need to come over to the, let's go check out our dairy, see how much milk they have over here. I was going to say we need to bring our service trailer over here and fill it up with fuel. It's starting to get a little low on fuel, but I remembered I can get fuel from the dock area, so I don't have to worry about bringing it over here if I don't want to. 678. Well, we might as well just deliver some milk here. We'll see as this is emptying. See how much. 1900 liters, so that's not enough to bring another load over here, so we'll just leave it as it is. Our wheat, not really good prices on our wheat, we'll just keep that there. Where are we at on our wool? We've seen better prices on wool, so we'll just hang on to that for a while. Chips are starting to climb up there. Right. So once this is done, we'll swing around the other side and check our finished goods. But I don't expect too much on that front because I did sell some of those when I was over here selling our fruit the other day, or produce, I should say. See, 15,172. So that'll hold the dairy here for quite a while. I don't know what the dairy goes through every 24 hours, but it doesn't seem like they produce a whole lot of stuff very quickly. One full pallet of each. Just started another pallet, so they could hold for a while. Alright, let's go over here to the real estate agent and buy us up some fields. Expand our property. Whoa, what are you doing? Well, the roads are narrow, but you don't have to go and stop. Alright, going in here to the real estate agent. I think it's so cool that this is where you have to buy your fields. It's so cool. I wish more people, other folks would kind of pick up on this idea of having to go to the real estate agent to buy your fields. That is so cool. So we're gonna get 8, 9, and 10. Where's 6 at? Really need another grass field. I really don't think we do. 8 bars, 9 bars, and 10 bars. Now own 8, 9, and 10. And our pocketbook is about $100,000 lighter. But if we can get our BGA back up to about $1,000 an hour, that is just 4 days of BGA income. We'll have earned that right back, so not that worried about it. All right, let's head on back to and see if we can't get some canola in the ground, and see where that leaves us. Our 3 new fields. We're going to have some field prep, obviously, to do in springtime. If we don't get around to it during winter, we will be able to do some cultivation and plowing over winter as long as the fields aren't frozen. If we got frozen ground, though, we are pretty much stuck. I might as well give you a little story about, let me tell you a little bit about something I remember from being a kid. So right before recording this video, I went upstairs and had me some of those thaw and serve cream puffs. And my wife knows that I like those load cream puffs. So it reminds me of my great-grandmothers. That remember this story back probably when I was maybe 7, maybe 8. I don't think I was 6. I was probably 7 or 8. One of my great-grandmothers had lived on the farm in her farmhouse. Basically the house that they built when she got married, and she had an old fire burning cook stove, and she had a regular electric oven also, but she did most of her cooking on that. Still did most of her cooking on that fire burning cook stove, and she made some pretty mean cream puffs, and I remember eating those, and those things were just outrageously good. And one day she went and made some cream puffs, and I guess was a little distracted. They were a little burnt. They weren't her best job, that's for sure. And the preacher was over, and he was kind of a younger guy, kind of a jokester, if you will. And he made this comment about these burned cream puffs, and I'll tell you the God's honest truth. She did not make another cream puff for the rest of her days. That was terrible. I was deeply depressed. So, can't have her cream puffs anymore. She's long gone, and I can still remember those cream puffs. And let's take it back. The thaw and serve ones aren't near as good. They are not near as good, but yeah, it's a little taste of the past, and it just makes you think back and think back about some of the simpler times before you had when you were youth, when you were young, and before you had real responsibilities and such. But just still to this day, I think that's completely hilarious that he thought he was being funny. He made this offhanded comment about these burned cream puffs, and well, she didn't think it was funny at all, and that was the last time that she ever made cream puffs. And let's just say nobody was overly happy with the preacher. You all like the story? Go ahead and park this. Have to clean out our manure at some point. In fact, I thought about maybe buying a little manure spreader and putting manure down on our fields that we just bought. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I mean, the liquid isn't that expensive. We'll use the manure for the use our manure on the greenhouses. I think that's a better use of it than on the fields. Already got our Amazon cedar down here. Went ahead and brought it down here this morning. We're on the way down here to care for our cows. Parked it over here at field 5. Before we go and check out, before we get started on that, let's go ahead and check out these fields we just bought. You know, we've kind of driven past them before, but we really haven't looked at them overly closely. So they're field 4. That's the one we're going to put canola in. There's our cedar over there. We have field 7. Field 6 is right here on our right, on our left now. About field 8. Field 8. Looks like we have to go into field 8 from another side. It's field 9. That grove of trees, that's where the water is. Field 9. Yeah, I like that area back there. We play the map for a 3rd year. We might buy field 11 and all that just to check out that area. That's pretty cool down there. A little house and everything. Here we go. 11, there's a house. It's pretty cool. And field 10 is right here, little old field 10. Looks like we can get to all those fields from the road that comes out of the farm. Should have took that road instead. Let's back around. And let's get the seeding. There's some. Field 12 is another cool field with a kind of rock outcropping and some trees in the middle. That's pretty neat. Some pretty cool fields over here. Kind of away from the fields that you don't own any fields from the start. So there's lots of little things here on this map that really drew me into it. And one of it was the lack of owning any fields from the start. Pretty much you can buy whatever fields you want. Everybody's gameplay is going to be potentially completely different as you make your choices on what fields you want to buy, what fields you don't want to buy. Here's field 6. Fairly nice sized grass field. Get another rock outcropping. Lots of rock outcroppings here on this map. Apparently it's a very rocky area of the country. Let's go check out, see what kind of hay bales we've got in here. So we've got Got 124 hay bales in here, 83 straw bales, silage bales. Got 124 bales of hay in this one, and 51 silage bales. Then this one only has hay bales in it, and it has 96 hay bales and 28 spaces free. Got plenty of hay bales in there. Now do note, nothing to note on those is they are only 2,000 liters apiece. So they are half the size as the traditional hay bales. We're going to go through them twice as fast as we went through the other hay bale. Got 124, 124, so it's 248. It's 96. 6. That's a lot. I'm not going to be doing the math in my head at the moment, but quite a bit. Some seed in the ground. This seeder is so cool. Just like it. Works really well. Matched up with this tractor. Size is good. It pulls nice and easy and everything. And you can see the PDA down there. I've got it on fruit types. So I've got it showing the crop type, and it refreshes every minute. So you'll see where it's yellow. I guess that's the color for canola. See where it's yellow, but here in about 30 seconds it's going to refresh, and it will show obviously more of the canola being put in the ground. As we keep working the field, more and more of the field will show the canola. I found it really helpful last night when I was spraying the grass fields, because it was dark and I was still out there spraying the grass, and I really couldn't tell how much of the field I had finished. But I had it on this mode. See, we're about to refresh now. 3, 2, 1, and now it refreshed. So I had it on the fertilizer states, and I could see very clearly where we had fertilized and where I still needed to hit. And I basically just drove the tractor towards those areas that needed fertilizer, and got those taken care of. It saved me having to stop and pull up the big menu constantly. So we're trying to come across there straight. So we're going to fill in this area here. Put in a couple more headlands on both sides, and then we're just going to make up and down passes. And I'm guessing, what can we put in here? So, okay, so if I wanted to plant wheat, barley, canola, soybean. Okay. So in our new fields, I could put in a field of wheat or barley. I could put a field of soybeans in. I can do all 3 of those crops with the harvester header I've got. I can also harvest canola, that crop. So I have to buy a new header. Now, if I wanted to do corn, I have to buy a header. But it's my understanding that this part of the region, this part of the globe actually, my understanding that most of the corn grown in the UK and I guess Ireland and that main area of the world is for silage, for foraging, not for grain. So that's indeed the case. Then there wouldn't be really wouldn't be too much going on there as far as growing corn for the purpose of grain harvesting. It would be growing corn for the purpose of chopping it for cow silage or for BGA silage. And if the BGA really isn't making it worthwhile as far as money goes with respect to the silage, then sorry about that. Then all the effort of putting in corn just to forage is not really something I want to do if I'm not really going to be overly benefited by doing it at the BGA. So we probably won't do corn. Lock that in. Do another headland up here. Then we'll start making our up and down passes. So I guess by the time this video airs, it will be early June. Those of you that have kids, are your kids out of school yet? My oldest, she actually got out of school on May 23rd. Actually, pretty odd. It's the first. They went back ridiculously early last year. They went back to school. Seems like the second week, maybe even the end of the first week in autumn, and it was pretty weird to have her going back to school that early. But the end result is they get out in late May. They had built in several snow days. Didn't end up needing near as many snow days as they kind of had built into the schedule. So the end result is they get out of school like in the area. They're one of the first to get out. Lots of other kids are going to be in school for upwards to another 3 or 4 weeks before they get out. That is pretty weird. But what kind of schedules do your all's local schools hold with respect to starting and stopping? Just want to check in here. That is so cool. I never even noticed that door, those steps. The lid opens. Check those steps out. They fold down. That is so cool. And pretty sure this Amazon cedar is in the Giants mod hub. Pretty sure that's where I got it from. I noticed the texture going north and south is very ridged, but the texture going east and west, this is not so ridged. It's kind of more flat. I guess it's east and west, it's very ridged. North and south is kind of flat. You can see that's pretty cool how that how the HUD is being colored in there. We can change this over to normal, fertilized, need plowing, growth state, or the crop types. I think yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this mod in and add it to my standard mods list, or add it to my standard mod folder for other maps. The way I do things is I set up a different folder for every map that I play for mods, and it means that when I want to play Rathlin, I rename the Rathlin mod folder to mods, and I boot the game up, and the only save game that works is the Rathlin save game. If I want to play, let's say, a multiplayer on, let's say, Germantown, I rename the mods folder to something, like, let's say, Rathlin mods. And then I rename the Germantown mods folder to mods. Then I boot up the game and go into the Germantown multiplayer server. And then I have a folder on my desktop called Standard Mods. And anything that I basically have decided that I'm pretty much going to add or use on any map, like Courseplay, GPS, Seasons, now the PDA, enhanced PDA mod. There's several other mods that are kind of like Glance, Follow Me. Lots of scripted mods are in the standard mods folder. So let's say, like with, say I want to start a new game on some new map that's out. Let's say I want to do a new game on, well, let's just use Midtown. Midtown's just got updated to CCS just updated Midtown to add a bunch of cool features to it, like that are in his recently released Emerald Coast. So let's say I want to start a new game save on the new Midtown. Well, I'll take the standard mods folder on my desktop. I'll make a copy of that, and let's say I'll call it Midtown mods, and I'll stick the Midtown map in there, and I'll put that in the game folder, and I'll throw mods that I want to use for that series in the game folder, or in the mods folder for that map. And it does mean that I might have multiple copies. You know, if I've got 4 or 5 unique map mod folders, I have 5 copies of Courseplay, I have 5 copies of GPS, and everything. So it does mean that I use a bit more disk space than I need to, but disks are cheap, and the end result is I don't have a mod folder that is huge, it's got a ton of stuff in it that I'm not using on a particular game save. In theory, all the mods that are in the mod folder are being used or will be used at some point in the series. So it keeps the amount of memory used minimized. Overall, the game will play better, the map will play better because there's less going on there. So I think I'm going to add this enhanced map to my standard mods mod folder. So I'll be using it from this point forward. Well, we are over our time limit. I thought maybe we could get this field done and move on to something else, but it looks like we're not. And when we come back, we will be in winter. Not sure where we'll be in winter, what we'll be doing, but we will definitely be in winter. This will be the last video of autumn. Hope you guys have liked the series. If you guys liked the video, if you do, please click the like button. Let me know in the comments if you're liking this series, if there's things you want us to do, if there's a direction you think we should explore or take. It's winter time. We are going to be back into the forest a little bit. We've got still got to do some cleanup from last year. Got to do some stump grinding. Be cutting down some more logs for sure. Might be doing some wood chipping. Who knows what we're gonna do? I don't really know even at this point what we're gonna do. It's gonna make it up by ear. We do have animals now, so we'll need to continue to care for them and everything. And of course, if for some reason we don't have frozen ground, we're going to be able to work up fields 8, 9, and 10 and get them ready for seeding in the spring. So, until next time, happy farming.